Hello everyone, today I'm going to try to do a different type of review regarding the Volantex atomic boat. I'm calling this another type of review because I have this boat for some time and never tested it on water. I did only an overview of its characteristic contents, took it partially apart and things like that. But I've got this late autumn, so it was very cold outside to test it near water, and that was because this boat it's known to flip very easily, and it doesn't have any anti-capsize option, and it will flip and you need to take a swim after it. So here I am in Greece and I'm testing this boat right now, and as you can see from the first start, it just went for something like 15 meters and it flipped. Of course, I'm also using an action camera on top of it, which changes the center of gravity a lot, but I do want to get some footage from it, and I can always swim and recover it. So let's try to take a few turns with it and see how it goes. It has plenty of power, the motor accelerates very nice. It has grunt, so it's almost like an instant burst of power, but yet again it flips. So I'm going to try it a bit some more with the camera on top of it to get this kind of image, which actually looks really nice. And if you go really slow like this, it seems that it's okay, it's maneuverable and it doesn't flip. But this boat is not meant to be used like this. It needs some speed, and as you can see from the drone, there are very small waves, so the water is rather calm. You can see that from the shore there are no real waves, it's just a small water surface turbulence, nothing like you can call waves, so the boat should not flip that easily. But that's it. I'm going to take the camera off immediately, and I'm also going to check if there is water inside the boat, because it flipped a few times. So the top canopy of the boat only has one seal, it doesn't have any kind of double sealing or things like that, and as you can see, water pours out of the drain hole there, and this boat only has one clip in the rear that holds the canopy. It's not the best design for keeping water out. So the camera is now off, water still pours from the inside of the boat. So now I can really test the performance of the boat, and as you can see, it's like another boat. So the camera and the tie-up of the camera were really influencing its characteristics, and yet again it has flipped. So I was just going to say that it performs great without the camera on top of it, but as you can see, it's upside down again. Well, imagine doing this in autumn where it's very cold outside and you must swim at 10 degrees, so that was not an idea. That's why I have kept this boat until now and try to do this test run with it, and I'm really enjoying it now. I like the fact that you can take very sharp turns with it. It turns very nicely, but to do those turns you need to always use motor power. If you let go of the throttle, the steering will fade out a lot, so it's almost like a ski jet. You don't have motor power, you don't have steering, even though it has a rudder, so it's not a jet powered, water powered boat, but you need throttle to take sharp turns with it, and taking sharp turns with a lot of throttle ends up in a flip. So it's like this. not the best stability boat, and it really needs some anti-capsizing, but the double hull design of this boat makes it impossible to have anti-capsize, because it's actually like having two boats tied up together. So you cannot make a chamber that fills with water and turns it back around, nor you cannot put an inertial thing on the drive shaft and flip it by the motor, because it's too wide to be flipped electrically, and it's also too wide to have anti-capsize with water inside. So you must use this boat on with a lot of caution and on very calm water, and you can see even those tiny ripples on the surface of the water makes it jump a lot. So it's interesting, but not the best thing to have. Of course, if you take it gently, it's still maneuverable and it will not flip that easily, but there's no fun in driving it slow. And here I am circling it and doing circles and turns and circles and turns, and it was a bit hot. I was a bit tired doing all those circles around, so I got a bit disoriented driving it, and I'm about to do really stupid stuff. So here it is, full throttle, and yes, it hit me right in the leg, and it hit me really hard, and that was very painful, and it ended up with a bruise that went through all the colors: black, blue, yellow, red, and my leg swelled a bit. It was really powerful, and after the hit also I have lost steering, so the servo went just right, and that was it. It was no longer having any kind of steering. I did have throttle. The throttle was also a bit weird. It started to have a bit of lag, so I thought that the battery may be over, but then again I have remembered that this thing takes a lot of water inside, and look at that, I'm just going to remove this hatch and the boat is flooded with water, and of course this is salt water, and all that salt water was embedded into the receiver. Although the receiver is waterproof, its pins are not waterproof, and all of that water was kind of shorting out the rudder and the throttle pins. So it's now time to call back my mid-drone from its observation point, and because I'm on a beach full of sand, there's a high probability of destroying this if you try to land it on the beach or on the sand. So I'm just going to hand grab it like I usually do. It's my preferred way of getting my drone back and avoids unnecessary trouble with hitting things and blowing up dirt all around. So the drone is recovered. I'm just going to put it on shade here to cool down a bit. So I'm going to return to the Volantex atomic boat now to take a bit of look at it again. So let's see, I'm also going to remove the battery now because it's all flooded with water and that doesn't look good. There's water into the Lipo battery, it's dripping out. I don't know if you can observe it in the video, but the connectors are not wet. It's water getting out of the Lipo bag on through the wires, so everything is flooded here with salt water, and you know that salt water is a lot more bad than sweet water from lakes. This is highly corrosive and it's also highly conductive, so everything here must be washed quickly with clear water to remove the salt, because otherwise it will rust, it will short circuit and destroy the boat. So that was my review of the Volantex Atomic. I hope that you have enjoyed it, and until next time, bye bye.